is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Museums. Be fruitful and multiply. State borders. Sounds like do, re, mi, etc. A nude awakening. And state mottos. Player 1, you start us off. The great men of France, circa 1780, are immortalized in the Grand Homme Gallery of this museum. Player 1? Yep. Player 1? The highlight of Argentina's National History Museum in this city is Candido Lopez's historical canvases. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. Player 1, let's take it over to Jimmy.
New York's Museum of Modern Art exhibits paintings that feature this technique in which tiny dots of color seem to blend together.
It's Player 1. Good. Player 1. Works by Titian, Raphael, and others sold by the USSR to Andrew Mellon became the core of this D.C. museum. Player 1. Good. Please pick again. The Athenaeum in Hartford, Connecticut bears the name of this founder. No relation to Longfellow. Player 1. Good. Player 1, choose again. Multiply 5 times 5 times 5 to get this. Yes, Player 2. Good. Player 2. It's 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. Yes, Player 1. Yes. Okay, let's get back. It's negative 10 times 6 times negative 9. It's Player 1. That's it. We return to you. 17 times 2 times 6 equals this. Player 2. Yes. Player 2. 33 times 33 equals this. Okay, Player 1. Good. Player 1, make a selection, please, as we continue. Of the Four Corners states, this is the southwestern one. Okay, Player 3. Yes. Player 3. You probably know what's on North Dakota's southern border. On its western border is this state. Player 1. You are correct. All right, let's get... You'll find this state on Kansas's northern border. Okay, Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1. Delaware's southern border is with this state. Let's hear it, Player 3. Correct. Player 3, it's the number of states that border the Gulf of Mexico. Player 2. Right you are. Player 2, where do we start? A Katharine Hepburn memoir. Yes, player 1? Correct. Player 1, it's a long, long way to go to this 20th letter of the Arabic alphabet. Let's hear it, player 2. Yes. Player 2, make us a... Bangladesh produces about 60,000 metric tons of this a year. Let's hear it, player 2. Yes. Player 2. Double talk phrase that followed ooh in the title of a 1973 album by The Faces. Yes, player 1? That's right. Way to go. Player 1, you start. Answer, the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Decide on your wager, player 1. Here is your Daily Double clue. It's Spanish for sun. That puts you even further ahead. Please pick again, player 1. In 1953, he produced the first issue of Playboy for $10,000. Let's hear it, player 2. Right you are. Where do we begin? No buts about it. David Caruso, Jimmy Smits, and Dennis Franz all turned the other cheek on this cop show. It's player 3. That's correct. Where do we begin? Kathleen Turner and Jerry Hall weren't close-minded, playing Mrs. Her in the stage version of The Graduate. It's player 3. Right you are. Player 3, trying to escape his teen idol image, this Partridge Family star posed nude for Rolling Stone in 1972. Player 2. Right. Okay, let's get back. His nude descending a staircase, number 2, shocked viewers at the Armory show. Yes, player 3? That's it. Player 3, you start us off. Wyoming, equal these. Okay, player 2. Good. Player 2, Nebraska, equality before the this. Player 3. Correct. Player 3, Ohio, with God all things are this. Player 3. Good. Player 3, North Dakota, liberty and union now and forever, one and this. It's player 2. Yes. And now the $1,000 clue. Virginia, sic semper this. Yes, player 2. Yes. Player 3 is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Entertainment history. Adventures in the air. You are so foxy. Medicine, men and women. Shakespeare's characters. And archipelagos. Hey, it's still anyone's game in Player 3. You get to select first. Born William Claude Dukenfield, he took this last name as his stage name. Yes, Player 1? You got it. A lot of clues. Dance style of brothers and Kennedy Center honorees Fayard and Harold Nicholas. Yes, Player 1? Good. Please pick again. That's it. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You are in first place, Player 1. Okay, here is the clue. In vaudeville, Jerry, Helen, Josephine, and George M. were the 4 these. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. Player 1, Rochester. Did you know that in 1953, Harry Shearer played this comic as a boy on his self-titled TV program? It's Player 1. Good for you! Player 1. Kathy Lewis was this title character paired with Fibber McGee on a 50s TV show based on a hit radio show. Player 2. Yep. Player 2. Where do we start? Hitting a speed of about 800 miles per hour, Chuck Yeager broke this barrier in October of 1947. Okay, Player 3. That's correct. Okay, let's get back. In 1907, Paul Cornu became the first man to fly freely in one of these horizontally rotored aircraft. Yes, Player 2. Right. Player 2. August 1983 saw the first night launch of this reusable U.S. orbital vehicle. Yes, Player 2. Right. You get to pick again. Taking 16 hours in 1919, British aviators Alcock and Brown became the first to cross this large body of water non-stop. Let's hear it, Player 3. Right. Where do we begin? In 1909, Louis Blériot became the first person to fly in a plane over this, between Great Britain and France. Player 1? Yeah, good. Where do we begin, Player 1? In a practice routine for typists, this critter jumps over the lazy dog. It's Player 2. Good. Player 2. J.J. Dickinson and M. Jeff Thompson were each called this Francis Marion nickname of the Confederacy. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. All right, let's get back into this. Around 1650, George Fox founded this religious group. Player 1? That's it. Please pick again. It immediately precedes golf in the NATO phonetic radio alphabet. Okay, Player 2. Right. Where do we begin? The foxglove plant is the main source of this medicine, used as a stimulant in damaged heart tissue. It's player 3.
Ah.
Yes. Player 3, start us. In 1968, a federal court found this author and pediatrician guilty of violating the Selective Service Act. Let's hear it, player 1. Right. Player 1. In 1659, Italian anatomist Marcello Malpighi discovered that the lungs were made up of these tiny air sacs. Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. Player 3. This German bacteriologist developed a test for syphilis and an inoculation for tetanus. Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. Player 3. In 1796, he inoculated 8-year-old James Phipps with material from a cowpox pustule from Sarah Nelms. Okay, player 1. That's correct. All right, let's get back into this.
Yeah!
The second daily double. And you have the lead. What are you going to wait? Here is your clue. In 1889, Susan LaFlèche Picotte, a member of this Nebraska tribe, became the first Native American female doctor. That puts you even further ahead. Player 1, you pick again, please. There's something in his soul o'er which his melancholy sits on brood is said of this title character. Yes, player 2. Hey, you're right. A lot of clues. Friar John gets quarantined, so he never delivers that really important letter that this friar wrote to Romeo. Let's hear it, player 2. Right.
Yeah! Woo!
Player 2. She's in Troy when she tells Pandarus, "Go hang yourself, you naughty mocking uncle." Player 2. Yes. Select again. This man boasts, "He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak." Let's hear it, player 2. That's correct. You get to pick again. The appropriately named Servilius is a servant to this title guy of Athens. It's player 3. Yep. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. Sitka is the largest city in this state's Alexander Archipelago. It's player 3. That's correct. Player 3. In 1965, the Cook Islands became self-governing in free association with this country that provides for their defense. Okay, player 2. Good for you. Player 2. This Scottish archipelago is famous not only for its ponies, but also for a breed of dog. Let's hear it, player 2. You got it. You again, player 2. This Pacific Island country is named for a British sea captain, not Happy Days producer Gary. Yes, player 3. That's correct. And the last clue for $2,000. This Portuguese archipelago once served as a stop for the treasure galleons returning to Spain from America. Okay, player 2. Yes.
Yeah! Woo!
You all move on to Final Jeopardy, which will continue after these messages. So much depends on how you do in the Final Jeopardy category, which today is Historic New York City. You need to select your wager. All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the Final Jeopardy clue. The USA's first Labor Day parade in 1882 went from City Hall to this square just north of 14th Street. Did you come up with the correct response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? What did you put as your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Let's see your response. And that correct response will add... Congratulations, Player One. You are our new champion. Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.